Geico. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office says 2 bodies have been pulled from Upper Red Lake. An ATV belonging to 2 missing people has also been recovered. Upper Red Lake is located here, just north of Bemidji, Minnesota. Police tell Valley News Live that just after 3 this afternoon, crews pulled 1 man and 1 woman from the lake. Police had believed the 2 were in the water because officers found personal items near a hole in the ice. Their names are being withheld until family are notified. This is the second search conducted in that area for missing anglers after a boat capsized and 2 people disappeared on Lower Red Lake near Redby, Minnesota. Those 2 have not been found yet.
I mean, nobody's gotten hurt yet, but I suppose it's just a matter of time.
Dangerous driving caught on camera. Neighbors say they're sick of thrill-seeking teenagers driving off-road. Others say it's been going on for years, and now the cops are cracking down. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin tells why driving on the dike in Grand Forks is so dangerous.
On 10th and Almonte in Grand Forks, it's usually quiet and peaceful. But when night falls,
It's every year you see it.
surveillance video catches someone blatantly breaking the law.
The tire tracks, sometimes through the snow, sometimes in the grass.
Neighbors say they've had enough of dangerous drivers on the dike near Lincoln Park.
These people should stop doing it. They're probably kids trying to have fun with their trucks, and they're idiots, but they shouldn't be doing it.
But the biggest concern for neighbors is if somebody comes flying over that dike. Let me show you what's on the other side here. A well-traveled walking path and trees. They're worried somebody could be walking by and get seriously hurt or worse.
It definitely could be a safety hazard.
Police say they have stepped up patrols in the area.
If you don't know what's on the other side of the dike and you go up and over it, there could be people playing over there. There could be dogs over there running around with their owners. There's a multitude of things that could be going on.
Some neighbors wanting more to be done on an issue that persists here.
I mean, nobody's gotten hurt yet, but I suppose it's just a matter of time.
Time to put an end to driving on the dike. From Grand Forks, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Police say they've given out 8 citations ranging from damage to public property to driving in restricted areas. It's a $51 ticket for driving on the dike. Police encourage anyone who sees someone driving on the dike to give them a call right away. Nothing going on today at the outdoor skating rink next to Lewis and Clark Elementary. With temps reaching into the 50s on this late day in November, kids were enjoying themselves on the playground equipment, and they'll probably be doing so for many days to come. Hutch is here with word on a record-setting day. Hutch?
Indeed, temperatures soared across the region today, records falling in the Bismarck area and points south. Even here in Fargo, we tied a record set way back in 1899, 54 gorgeous degrees, topping out in the upper 30s, though, in the far northern counties. Temperatures tonight will be quite quiet. Look at the bubble of warm air through the nation's midsection. Here's your planner as we see some showers moving through the valley. We'll see some mainly north of Highway 2 as we go through the evening, as temperatures slowly fall into the 40s and eventually 30s overnight with a wind shift. It'll be a little breezy between now and the morning hours as well. How long will this warm spell last? I'll have details on just that here in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
We removed 3 guys from the team last week for violation of team rules, and I'm not going to comment any further, but Darren Kelly, Henry Van Dellen, and Sean Engel were removed from the football team last Monday.
You just heard NDSU head football coach Chris Kleiman on the dismissal of 3 players from the team and another who will be sitting out the Bison's first playoff game after a violation of team rules. Freshman quarterback Henry Van Dellen, senior safety Darren Kelly, and freshman receiver Sean Engel have been dismissed from the team. Backup receiver Dallas Freeman will be sitting out Saturday's game against San Diego. Kleiman did not give a specific reason for the suspension or the dismissals. But Valley News Live sports director Beth Houle was there for the announcement and tells us what the mood around the team is following this major announcement.
Yeah, Andrea, Chris Kleiman opening his press conference with that news today, straightforward and to the point. He announced the dismissals for violation of team rules and said that is all he would have to say on the matter. Despite several questions, he held true to his word with nothing more to add on when these violations occurred or if they were even connected to each other. They were all disciplined last Monday, though, he said. And it is important to note none of these players were making major contributions on the field on Saturdays, with the exception of Dallas Freeman, who made an impact here and there throughout this year. Now, I did ask Kleiman how the rest of the team is reacting to the discipline. He said they'll respond, adding they are a resilient bunch.
All right. Thank you so much, Beth, for that live report. 2 people are facing charges after shots were fired and a South Fargo neighborhood was put on lockdown overnight. Police arrested 31-year-old Jessica Christensen of Fargo and 31-year-old James Parks of Barnesville. Christensen was arrested for obstruction of a government function and Parks for aggravated reckless endangerment and firearm possession by a felon. Just after 11 last night, police were called to an apartment building just east of University Drive on 35th Avenue South after gunshots were heard. Officers found multiple bullet holes at the scene. SWAT was called in to help and nearby apartments were evacuated. Residents were not allowed to return until around 3 a.m. No one was hurt in the incident. Police in Grand Forks say it's the biggest drug bust in years, and it involved 2 UND students. Both are from Minneapolis. 21-year-old Cade Hoban and 20-year-old Mark Hildahl were arrested with 60 pounds of weed, or over $330,000 worth. They were living in a neighborhood behind the Salvation Army, north of University Avenue. The Grand Forks Narcotics Task Force had been investigating the house where the men lived for some time. Along with the weed, police seized a semi-automatic rifle, 70 grand in cash, and numerous pills. Charges have been forwarded to the Grand Forks State's Attorney. A man is facing multiple charges after a Becker County canine tracked him more than 6 miles after a police chase and search of his vehicle turned up nearly 5 pounds of marijuana. Police say it happened Friday morning just south of the White Earth Reservation. The vehicle chase ended about 6 miles east of White Earth when the suspect took off and ran into the woods. That's when the canine officer tracked down the driver. Cody Eaglefeather was arrested, and after searching his vehicle, officers found about 5 pounds of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Eaglefeather is being held in the Becker County Jail on charges of fleeing and drug possession with intent to sell. A Fargo businessman rounded up as part of a prostitution sting in June of last year will spend no more time in jail. This morning, a judge sentenced Dan Durr to 30 days with all but 1 day suspended. Durr was given credit for a day that he already spent locked up. He also must complete a state program on the impact of sex trafficking and be on probation for a year. Durr was also assessed court costs of $450. He was one of 18 men arrested in Fargo-Moorhead during Operation Guardian Angel. That's a federal operation involving people trying to buy sex from juveniles. A Breckenridge, Minnesota man is going on trial tomorrow in connection with a standoff and shots fired in a West Fargo motel about 1.5 years ago. Jan Michael Wangstead is facing 6 felony charges, including attempted murder and terrorizing. Court documents indicate a plea deal was in the works today, but his attorney says negotiations broke down, so the trial is on. You may recall the incident at a motel on Main Avenue in March of 2016 that resulted in a 4-hour standoff, shutting down that major traffic artery. Guests at the motel had to be evacuated. People in nearby homes and businesses were told to stay put as SWAT negotiators tried to talk Wangstead out. Police say he shot at them, though no one was hit. Wangstead eventually surrendered. His trial is set to begin at 8:30 tomorrow morning.